Okay, let's continue. Number 14 says, Ralph decorates homes with Christmas lights each year. He charges an hourly rate plus a base fee to cover the cost of driving to the homes. The table below shows the relationship between H, the number of hours of labor, and C, the total cost for Ralph's services. If Ralph decides to keep his base fee the same, but increases his hourly rate by $6, what will be the total cost for 5 hours of work? All right, so we need to do a couple of things. First of all, we need to figure out what the equation is going to be. So I'm going to take the information they've given me on right here on this data table, and we're going to put that in our calculators, okay? Okay, I'm going to go to, again, a new page. So Control Doc, I want a list or a spreadsheet. So number 4, let's do X and then Y. And notice these came up from the last problem that we did, so we can type over it, so don't worry about it. So we've got 1 and then 3. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the Y's for those, 25 and then 45. Okay, let's keep going now. We have 4, 6, and 10. In the Y column, we have 55, 75, and 115. All right, again, let's go to menu. I want number 4 for statistics, stat calculations, and then number 3 for linear regression, X in the X list, Y in the Y list, and then we can hit enter. So my equation is going to be, here's my slope of 10, my y-intercept is 15, correct? So I'll write it right here, y equals 10x plus 15. Okay, so let's go back to the worksheet. Okay, so we have y equals 10x plus 15, but notice we didn't use x's and y's over here, did we? We used h's and c's. So this normally would be my x, this normally would be my y. So I'm going to change my y here to c, and I'm going to change my x to an h. So it makes it a little easier to see. So my total cost is going to be $10 per hour plus the $15. So the $15 is that fee, the base fee right here to cover the cost of driving to the homes. And so in the second part it says he's keeping his base fee the same. So the 15 is staying the same, but he's going to increase his hourly rate by $6. So that means this is what he has right now, and we are going to increase this by $6. So 10 plus 6, that's going to give us 16. So now we're going to have $16 per hour plus the base fee of 15. Then it's asking what will be the total cost for 5 hours of work. Okay, so let's keep going on that. Let's see, let's do this. So that means for 5 hours, I'm replacing my h with 5. And then I just have to do the math. So if I type this in to my calculator, 16 times 5 and then plus 15, I end up with a grand total of 95. So it would cost $95 for 5 hours of work. So we need to bubble that in, so I'm going to have 95. Remember, this is a floating decimal grid, guys, so I can put this 95 anywhere as long as the 9 and 5 are right together. And I'll bubble in the 9, I'll bubble in the 5. It's a positive. Notice there's a plus here, but I'm not going to bubble it in. I don't have to bubble in a positive. I would have to bubble in if it's a negative. So if I don't have to bubble something in, then don't, because you just take a chance of making a mistake, okay? All right, let's read number 15. It says, an airplane's altitude in feet during its descent for landing can be found using the function f of x equals a negative 300x plus 30,000, where x represents the horizontal distance in miles from where the plane begins its descent. After new government regulations became law, the airplane's descent will be modeled by the function g of x equals a negative 300x plus 30,500. Which statement describes this change? Okay, so descent means that it's going down, right? It's when the plane is trying to land. So let's look at what we have. I'm going to rewrite the original here so that we can see exactly what the difference was. All right, so let's just start. It says F, the airplane starts its descent from an altitude 500 feet higher. So this is the altitude it was starting at, and then it's going down. It's descending at this rate at 300, what was that, the miles? Distance in miles from where the plane begins its descent. Anyway, it started here at 30,000, and now it's starting at 30,500. So is this true? The airplane starts its descent from an altitude 500 feet higher? And I would say so. Look, this is the only thing that has changed, so F is going to be the correct answer. Okay, 16 says the sophomore class needs a combined total of 216 medium and large t-shirts for field day. The number of medium t-shirts needed is 3 times the number of large t-shirts needed. Based on this information, would it be reasonable for the sophomore class to order 72 large t-shirts and 144 medium t-shirts? So let's look. So they need a combined total of 216, right? So the number of medium t-shirts plus the number of large t-shirts should equal 216. Then it says the number of medium t-shirts needed is, so medium t-shirts is 3 times the number of large shirts. So how about we put this into our calculator and see what kind of numbers we come up with. Okay, so I need to do a Lin solve, so I'm going to, again, add a page. Let's just add a calculator, so number 1, and then it was menu, 3, and then 2. Now this time my x and y's are not x's and y's, are they? I have variables of m, comma, l. That way we have medium and large. Okay, so now I can hit OK. And then I can type in my equations. I have m plus l equals 216. My second equation was m equals 3l. And we can hit enter. So remember though, which one is which. I have m first, that's the medium, and then the large. So that means we have 162 medium and 54 large. So now let's go back to our worksheet. Okay, so we said we had medium, we had 162, and then large, we had 54. So it is asking, is it reasonable then that we have 144 medium and then 72 large? When in fact this is what we came up with, right? So it says no, because the number of medium t-shirts is not 3 times the number of large t-shirts. And so so they're saying 72, medium t-shirts 3 times. So if we said 72 times 3, what number would we get? And that would be 216. So this number is not 3 times this number. That's very accurate, okay? So let's keep going. It says no, because the number of large t-shirts is not 3 times the number of medium. Well, we're supposed to have 3 times, this is not correct. We're not supposed to have 3 times, large t-shirts are not supposed to be 3 times the number of medium is what I'm trying to say. So that was not it. Yes, because the number of t-shirts is 216. Well, true. It is 216 if I were to add 144 and 72 together. I believe so, right? Yeah, I get 216, but the combination is not correct. And then yes, because the number of large t-shirts is 1/3 of the total number of t-shirts. Well, no, it's not 1/3 of the total, so that was not it. So this was the correct one. No, this is wrong because it should be this, okay? Okay, number 17 says, what is the value of x in the solution of the system of equations below? Okay, so let's just go ahead and go straight to our calculator and we can type that in. Okay, again, I'm going to do Lin solve. I can do it right here where we are. So menu, and then 3 and 2. And my variables this time, again, are x and y, so it's looking good. Just hit enter and type in our equations. We have 6x plus 3y equals 13. And then we have 3x minus y equals, just typing away. What's happening here? Okay, 3x minus y equals 4. Okay, 6x plus 3y equals 13, yes. 3x minus y equals 4, yes. Now I can hit enter. So we have 5/3 for the x, and then 1 for the y, and it was asking us for the solution for the x, correct? And so because x was 5/3, and that's what they're asking for, we can see right here, G is going to be the correct answer. Okay, let's look at number, put this down a little bit. All right, let's see if we can't look at it this way. Okay, number 18, it says the graph of the quadratic function h passes through the points -4, 32, 3, 4, 5, 14, and 7, 32. Which of the following shows the same relationship as h? Okay, so I've pulled up the calculator next to our paper so that we can kind of look at this together. So the first thing I think I want to do is, well, let's see what we can eliminate right away. If this is my x value, x value, x value, x value. If I look in this right away, I see that my x values and my y values are backwards, so it's not this one. If I try to plot these points, if I went -4 and then I would go a +32, oh, I don't know, I can see that. Sorry, this is so small, but I wanted to be able to see the calculator. So I can't tell about this one, but 3, 4, if I go over 1, 2, 3, and up 4, that is this point. But if I try 5, 14, that's 3, here's 5, 14, I'm only to this point, which is about 7. So this point doesn't graph correctly, so it's not this one. So now, what I want to do now is put this into the calculator and the equation, and let's see if the table matches this information, okay? So I'm going to go over here to Control Doc and add a page. I want to add a graph, so I'm going to put that, and let's type that equation in. It is x squared, and then -3x and +4, and then hit enter. And then again, I want the table, right? Control T gets me to the table. Now look at my first number up there. It was a -4, was it not? -4 and a +32. That's what this says, so that one checks. How about a +3 and a +4? That one checks. 5 and 14. Here's 5 and 14. That one checks. And then my last one is 7, 32, and 7, 32. That one checks. So it looks like C is the correct answer, but I want to show you guys something. Notice this. These are my x values. These are my y values, correct? And so again, let's see, we went 7 to 32. That was this one. That checked. 5 went to 14. That was this one. Check. 3 goes to 4. That's this one. Check. And -4 went to 32, that one checked. So actually on number 18, you really do have two answer choices there, okay? All right, thanks.